I'm joined by Smoothie after a clean 2-0 sweep of FlyQuest on week 3, day 3 of the NALCS Summer Split. How are you feeling after that win?
Feeling pretty good. Of course, like, win's a win. We didn't play like perfectly, but it was still a good series.
Jensen has been playing out of his mind. In a series that you guys ended up losing yesterday, he had an 11.6 KDA. Have you noticed something different about him this split, or is he just doing the same thing and we're seeing even, because he's getting double-digit kills like almost every single day at this point?
I don't know. Personally, I don't see anything different. Like, he's always been a mechanically insane player. Like, I think our whole team is pretty good mechanically, but Jensen is, like, for mid laners is really high. So I don't think I see any major differences, but he is playing well, and we just have to like play around his advantages that he gets.
You guys played the first few games of the split with Ray, as Impact was still in Korea. What has it been like now that Impact is back into the team? Are you noticing a better synergy? Is the communication, have you seen any differences in communication?
Well, yeah, for sure. The biggest difference between Impact and Ray is the communication. So Ray's English isn't like really good. It's like okay, we can still manage, but we're working on it right now. We have like an English teacher over at the house sometimes, and yeah, Impact just had a really big voice on our team, and his English is really good now. Like compared to before, it's really good. So it was a really big difference, and we had to play around it, and it went well, but it didn't yield results on stage, I guess.
Do you find that Ray also plays better when Impact is present? Does he kind of act as sort of a guiding hand in certain ways of team play?
Well, for that, yes and no, because like speaking from someone who's been in like a sub situation, it's always pressuring, right? To have someone that like can take your spot at any point and like have more playtime than you. That always feels bad, right? And of course, if you like Ray, for example, Ray has not been like a starter on a team for a while. He's been like subs for his team in the LPL, whatever, EDG, I think.
Yes.
And he's been on like Dig. Apex, yeah. I guess that was the main spot, but yeah, I mean, Ray's just learning a lot right now, and yeah, it's just like a good dynamic, I think.
You spoke about the sub situation. People may not know now that people consider you widely considered to be the best support in North America at this point. You started out as a sub on TLA, and you kind of worked your way up to where you are now. Do you think that the conversation of NA can't develop talent? We're seeing guys like Mike Young come in and have a great first week despite an 0-2 week. Do you think that conversation is kind of put to rest, and that North America can develop talent?
Well, it depends, because, for example, on TL, I didn't really learn as much as I should have. Like, I noticed differences in my play the second I joined C9. I think C9 just has players that really, or players and staff that really know how to develop talent, and that's really important in like an org. But I'm not saying TL is bad or anything, but I didn't learn as much as I should have, and like I was kind of training to become a shot caller in TL, but I just didn't keep up with the what they required of me. So yeah, I became a sub because of that, and yeah, it just took a little while to like learn about like macro and stuff, because I was a rookie back then. I didn't really know anything about macro at all. I was just like a mechanical player, and to some degree I still am, but I have a voice now, of course. But yeah, I think C9 has a really good infrastructure when it comes to like developing talent.
For the past year, we've seen the support meta dominated primarily by these ranged Enchantress-style supports. There's been the Thresh and the Bard coming through, but now we're seeing almost a full kind of playmaking, pseudo-frontline supports coming back into play. The Thresh, the Braum, showing up big for you as well. Is this a meta that you think caters better to your playstyle? What do you think of this meta change for supports?
Well, if you're talking about my playstyle, I'm really aggressive. I want to make plays usually. I was really good in the range supportive meta like Karma, Lulu and stuff, but I didn't really like it at all. I didn't really make plays like I wanted to. We still won the game because I think that I'm pretty good at laning phase, and those champions are really good at using laning phase. But this is like my nature as a player. I always want to engage and make plays. So like this is like my ideal meta for me. And since we haven't been through a meta like this in a while, every team is trying to adapt and learn how to play these engagey, flashy champions. And some teams yield results, some teams don't. But I think we're having a lot better results than before.
North America has become a region that is there's a lot more parity between teams in terms of top to bottom talent. But there hasn't seemed to be a team emerging like as a clear front runner for the pack and kind of transcending into that world-class status like you and TSM did last summer. what do you think it's going to take for you guys to get ready for Worlds this year and surpass not just your previous limits from the previous year, but also where you are now?
Well, I think that now teams have gotten a lot better, like you said. Like, for example, Immortals and CLG have been looking really good so far, and yeah, like TS7 and C9, we haven't been like dominating as hard as our orgs usually do this split. But I think during playoffs, a lot more truth will come out. Honestly, right now we haven't really been playing that well. Like, I think in practice we're doing okay, but it's not like, again, like you said, how we played back in the past when we went to Worlds with TSM and CLG. Like, that was like when we were playing at our best form, but now I'd probably say around 60% or something, 50%. We're not like that great right now, but to like get back to that point, I don't know, it just takes a while to like adapt to the meta, and there's a lot of picks that are like available right now. For example, like these playmaker supports, a lot of teams are like trying different stuff out, like for example Blitzcrank, which some supports can't really play, and some supports can. Like the mechanically better ones, like love those kind of champions. I personally love those champions like Thresh, Blitzcrank, and Bard. But I don't know. It just depends on like how a team plays. I think that Cloud9 as a team, we have a really we have good voices on the team. Like if we have an advantage, then our laners will call like help me, and I'll 1v9 the game, right? So and we have really strong individual laners too. So that's one of our biggest strengths. I think TSM has that, and you know they have really good communication as well. So it just depends really. Like other teams might have that, but they might not learn as fast or adapt to the meta as fast, or might not have as good mechanics as the other teams. So if those things get fixed, or like any team can really catch up.
Your bot lane partner Snaky got his 1,000th career kill today in the LCS. I want to kind of walk through that moment. Was he getting hyper, or was he kind of just staying his normal calm? I've heard comms with pentakills he had last year, and he was just very, very, very quiet the entire time. Was it still the same thing, or was he actually excited for this one?
No, Sneaky's a really, really calm guy in game. He never like raises his voice. Like for example, me and Impact especially, we raise our voice a lot. Like I think our voices are probably the loudest ones in the team. And you know we get hypey sometimes, but Sneaky just like plays the game really. And if he has like an advantage or something, if he has like if he needs help or something, he'll vocalize it. But mostly he just plays his own game, and he doesn't really care about outside factors like his 1,000th kill or like getting a pentakill. Like if it happens, it happens. But like he's really calm about that kind of stuff, and it's really easy to play with.
Smoothie, last question: is there anything that you'd like to say to the Cloud9 fans out there, or fans of yourself?
Yeah, just thanks a lot for watching. We haven't been playing very well recently, but I think during playoffs, like we'll get back to our form. But for now, just give us some time.
Give you some time. After a great series today, congratulations on the win, and thank you very much for the interview. For everything else NALCS and League of Legends Esports, you can head to HOWLA.com.